Alright, so this look is based on a character from the L Word named Jennifer Schecter, or Jenny Schecter as she's known. I loved the hell out of that show. I've watched it twice. It's got 6 seasons. It's on Netflix. It's great. It's a great drama from Showtime. I love most Showtime stuff. So I cleaned my face and then I'm starting with this Ultra CC foundation stuff. I don't know the exact name. I'm terrible with that. It's a little bit thicker formula. This is in light medium. And that Real Technique sponge doesn't really do a whole lot of blending. It's really good to do with your hands. And it's really moisturizing, so I didn't bother putting a primer or anything on with it, which I think is perfectly fine. Starting to get drier, and my skin's not as oily as it normally would be, so this is a really good option for that, I think. But yeah, I don't know what I'm smiling about. I was listening to something, Pop Trigger or something. Brett Ulrich makes me laugh. Okay. I'm never like completely comfortable with coverage. I always have to like double over it. I always do my ears. Okay. And I didn't do a lot of editing on this, so you're gonna see some crazy crap. Still trying to see if that'll help it. I don't think it did too much of anything because it's kind of, my skin sucked it up. It needed it, I guess. My nose always needs extra coverage. This is the first place that my foundation goes to hell. At the end of the day. Alright. Next, I am putting on my Pumpkin and Poppy Kim Cream Blush. I'm blending with the stippling brush. I'm not doing as much as the last look I did. It's going to be very subtle. And actually I'm using a different eyebrow pencil, one that I used the first time I ever did my brows. I was like, wow, I can't not do my brows. Even when I don't wear a full face of makeup, I have to wear brows. This is a little bit darker because it's not as dark as it probably would be, because Jennifer Schecter has very dark brown hair. And she has bangs, but most of the season, well, during this particular look, she has that hair. She pulls off a really nice pixie cut too. She has to be one of my favorite characters. She's very, she's got a lot of madness in her. She's a very, Mia Kirshner plays her. She's a very good actress. I haven't seen her anything else, like, ever. I want to kind of look more of her up. Okay, so here I'm flat. Using a flat eyeliner brush to tight line my top lid, which tight lining means. And I used a kind of brown baked eyeshadow from e.l.f. as well. I wish I had a darker one. I need to find one. I keep forgetting. But I don't like sticking pencils underneath my eyelid. That's just grosses me out. I can't even put eye drops in my eye. So maybe at some point, because it really does help. Okay, I'm doing the Mineral Eyelid Primer, Eyeshadow Primer from e.l.f. And here's where I like start losing it. I don't know. I'm just like spacing out, which happens. There's a lot of spacing out in this video because that's kind of what I do most of the time. I don't need that. Wipe that off. Okay. So letting that do its thing. And I don't. Okay, so letting that set, I'm using lip balm and then putting the e.l.f. lip exfoliator on that, which is like a sugary scrub stick. And it kind of gets messy, but I usually just lick up the sugar. I lick something in my nose. I wasn't eating boogers. Okay. It tastes really good. Now I'm putting the, not boogers. I'm putting the e.l.f. smudge pot and Ain't That Sweet on my eyelids, and then as I'm doing it I'm realizing this is not the color that I actually want. I'm going to put up a picture of her. I don't know if I'm going to do it in the beginning of the video or the end of the video. I have like a short clip because I had to get the hell out of there. So it makes a really good base for what I'm going to do. It's just way too like light. So I put on this Persimmon shimmer stick, and I'm like, nah, no, that's not what I want. So I put on the Lilac Petal Shimmer or Facial Whip, Shimmering Facial Whip, and it does exactly what I want it to do. And it didn't budge like a lot. I mean, it creased a little bit, but it stayed put. So the smudge pots do really make a good base for other things. Kind of talking to myself, being like, oh god. So I'm looking at something right there. I'm actually seeing what the Cruising Chic layered underneath the Ain't That Sweet, and I'm thinking that might be a look that I'd try because it's a little bit closer to what I was actually trying to do, but this came out pretty good too. Okay. Because I tried to use that Lilac Petal before, but it didn't look good on its own. It didn't stay put. So, anyway, moving on to eyeliner. Now this is a freaking ridiculously long clip, and I apologize. I'm not going to cut this, but this just goes to show you that when my makeup looks really good, sometimes I have to work on it a lot. I couldn't make a video about how to do my damn eyeliner to save my life, because even though I have a really good product, which is, I don't know if I said the name yet, the Kat Von D eyeliner pen, tattoo liner, and yeah, see, I'm talking to myself, getting pissed, having to wipe it off, getting mad. And so in that case, I have to put my base foundation or whatever I'm using back on. There's my ass. I don't care. Back on again, and then put the eyeshadow back on to make it look the way it was. And in this case, I'm lucky I didn't do any crazy fancy stuff. This is supposed to be really quick, but yeah. So trying to make that better. So I decided to just go to the other eye, and here I want well, for this look I wanted a tighter line instead of a thick one, which is what I sometimes end up giving myself. So I'm pulling the eyelid. Sorry that I'm out of focus or out of screen, but I pull my eyelid to tighten the lid, which is probably not good for my eye, but whatever, it works to accomplish what I need. So it's a thinner line. And at some point, I think I'm shaking my head because I was watching a video about Princess Leia's costume being like, basically they're not going to make any more figures of Princess Leia in the metal bikini anymore, because it is, you know, it's offensive to everybody, whatever. I get it, but at the same time, blah. So anyways, they started playing clips of Phantom Menace, like, as a movie, but not with all the parts. Like, that's how they got away with playing it again, and they titled it something different, so I was cracking up. There's for the second time I'm trying to fix that one damn side. So the other side was good. I have not mastered exactly where I get the click from, because I have very hooded eyes, and they are also not straight. I'm not as bad as Tom York, but from Radiohead, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm like decently okay with that. Moving on, using the Wet n Wild mascara. I can't remember the name of. Double Threat mascara, I believe. So this microphone goes wonky. Yeah. I put on one coat first. I doubled it up this time. I really, really like it, and it's really inexpensive. Doing the bottom lashes, and I kind of debated doing that because I don't know that Jenny Schecter would do that. She's a great character. Like, she's a love-hate character. She goes through a lot of crap. She's like the center of the whole thing, and I'm not really gonna say much else because you would have to be into the subject matter, but it's a really good drama. So she's one of my favorite characters besides Alice Piasecki. Okay, so here I'm using the e.l.f. illuminating contour palette. I think before that I set it with the Supernatural pressed powder in French Vanilla. So I'm using, there's 4 colors in this palette. I'm using 3 of them. There's a whiter one, and then there's like a pinker kind of highlight, and then a bronzy one. And I don't normally do bronzer, but I was really happy with the results of this. I wanted to keep it super glowy because whenever they do any close-ups of that character or any of them, the makeup is fabulous and the whole freaking thing. It's like so radiant. I love it. I wanted to keep it very, very radiant, and I did. It looks great, in my opinion. Anyway, it's hard recording these sometimes. Alright, so I'm using an e.l.f. liner in just red. They don't make that many of those anymore. And then this $1 Essentials lipstick in the color Fearless, which I think is really appropriate. And I love it. I love the hell out of that lipstick. It's great. So, dropping Real Techniques brushes all over the floor because they don't fit in the little travel kit. Because those are the eye ones that came separate. Getting pissed off. Okay, so I'm putting on a second coat of that mascara. And I think this came out really well. She's got more porcelain skin, but I thought the glowingness of this was like what I wanted to portray. This is my take on what I see in her. Mia Kirshner is a beautiful actress and a good one. And what am I doing here? Oh, I think I had like mascara on my top lid a little bit, so I was taking it off with the erasing pen. I'm putting on the Lady of the Light highlighting cream in the inner corner.
180 new emails.
Yep. I don't check my email. And just kind of fixing up that eyeliner a little bit because I saw like gaps. Always obsessing on my eyeliner. Alright. I guess I'm talking here. Hi.